The moment I learned how the smart rich measure their wealth was an enlightening one. Up to that point, I used to think of, say, $1 million in terms of how many pairs of shoes, jeans, shirts, or cars could be purchased with that amount of money, not that I would run out and buy 10 Mercedes-Benz SUVs. It seemed so large a sum that I found it hard to believe it would ever be possible for me to acquire, let alone multiply it. It also seemed nonsensical to even chase after the idea, for I knew I could only wear one pair of shoes at a time or only eat so much food on any given day. But when I began reading about the various ways wealth was being created by people from all walks of life, I realized that my thinking all these years had been quite superficial, to say the least. I had completely missed the most essential points of being financially independent or financially free. My thought process at the time was limited to the acquisition of possessions, and not just any possessions, but really things that were either liabilities or items that would simply not grow in value over time. The concept of financial freedom wasn't a familiar one at all in my childhood or early adulthood. Soon after I decided to increase my financial literacy, I learned that it was the time in months, $1 million or any amount of money for that matter, would allow someone to live comfortably with all monthly expenses covered that served as a far better measurement of that person's wealth. This time measurement is a variable that depends on your monthly expenses and your goals with regards to standard of living. It is different for each and every one of us, but it determines how much cash flow you need your investments to produce per month for you to be able to afford your desired lifestyle without depending on an employer should you choose not to work. So the revenue from your investments should cover all of your monthly expenses and preferably suffice for leisure or travel as well. Obviously, the smaller the percentage of your investments' net monthly revenue needed for expenses, the better. The next step is to make a decision as to how quickly you want to reach your chosen financial independence level. Why? Because based on your monthly cash flow goal and time frame goal for reaching it, you will need to choose the types of investments that would reliably get you to where you want to be financially, as well as how aggressive of an investment strategy you should pursue and implement to meet your deadline, or at least land as close to it as possible per your best ability and risk tolerance level. I like to think of myself as a steady wealth growth or investment strategist when it comes to my financial planning. But I won't lie to you, I have taken certain risks that have allowed me to speed up my process on several important occasions. As long as you stay in control and don't take dumb risks just for the heck of it, things can work out very well for you, but only do it when necessary. Motive is everything. You better have a really good reason to make it quicker and take the extra risk. Realistically speaking, there is a learning curve for those of us starting from nothing, because the reason many have to begin from scratch, if they begin at all, is the lack of financial literacy. The financial jargon can be confusing enough to deter many people from reading past page 5 of any investment book, not to mention that our education system only prepares us to be employees and earn highly taxed income, if that. In fact, over the last 15 or 20 years, it's shown not to be doing even that too well. Because of this, most people out there create mediocre goals that barely fit their present incomes when they could actually aspire towards more income streams in order to get some really inspiring and worthwhile goals accomplished instead. And that's kind of sad, being a person with small ambitions tied to a small paycheck. If that's your way of thinking, it means you're waiting for a promotion to take place so you can then create your next seemingly bolder goals, when it should be exactly the other way around. I know, nobody told me this when I was in my 20s either. So for a long time I had the beggars can't be choosers mentality without asking myself the tough questions. Let me help you learn how to become comfortable with being uncomfortable for the sake of personal growth. You can get excellent at it in several areas of your life, including financial growth and wealth building. Shoot me an email at holisticselfconfidence.coaching@gmail.com to schedule a consultation. First appointment is free, so what do you have to lose, right? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the other side.